What's going on, guys? This is Damien from The Lookout and I am here at Latin America Regional's Top 16 deck lists. Yeah, you have requested for it, so I went to search and I found you not 5, not 7, not 9, but 11 different deck lists from this event. There's going to be links in the description below to all of them. And yeah, this has been a lot of grinding and a lot of hard work. So guys, please share the video, hit those like and subscribe buttons, it really helps us out a lot. We are super close to 2000 subs. We have a bit more than 100 to go, like 106 or something. So it would be really awesome if we could hit this goal by the end of March. That would be amazing. Now, roll the video. Alright, the first deck list that we have today is the first place Goten Reboot, piloted by Yerson Pizarro. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce Spanish names, my Spanish is awful, but congratulations for winning the event. This is the first place Goten's deck list. What we can see here is a heavy focus on Reaper of Justice, the only Goten's fusion. We have a whole bunch of fusion pieces here. We don't have Gokul, and I was actually told why. So, here's what I was told. Turn 1, if he had Trunks Bonds of Friendship or Son Goten Bonds of Friendship, then he would use their activate main to look for Goten or Trunks, which looked for the card Son Goten and Trunks Faultless Youth, that if he didn't start the game first, he could attack and then search top 5 for one Gotenks or a Unison with a specified cost of 2, and that this strategy was better for him than just going with Gokul. And he would he would have his Unison out in 19% of his games, so it was just like one more attack during the game, and it was constantly there. The Unison was always there. It was super easy to find it. So I'm not a Goten's pilot. I believe that you got all of that. Maybe I made some mistakes. Maybe something got lost in translation. But other than that, yeah, this is the deck list. So Reapers of Justice, we have two different Unisons. We have the SS3 Gogeta Unison that came with the starter deck. And we have a single copy of Piccolo Guardian of Earth. And the rest of it is pretty standard. Outside of these, you know, a whole bunch of fusion pieces and no Gokuls. So yeah, this, no, wait, one more thing. This is the Z deck. Yeah, this is the Z deck. So this is the first place Goten's Reboot deck list. The second deck that we have for you today comes from second place Matias Oses Castro, and this is his SS4 Gogeta. This is a bit of a different list from what we're used to, probably because the format was best of one, no pre-side, and this is actually a 60 card main deck Gogeta, like 60 cards in Gogeta, okay, and we have some choices that we don't usually see in the current metagame. Like we have Denial of Hope at 2 copies, yeah, we have Protector of the People, we have Beerus Super Combo as a single copy, and then we have some very weird choices, like we have the triple combination Saiyans, the mini boss monster of the Saiyan trio deck. We have a single copy of Beerus Ball, and then the God Rare, but not the God Rare, the normal version, Bardock Origin of Legend. We don't usually see this card being played at all, let alone in a Gogeta deck. So this one is very interesting. We also have a single copy of Son Gohan Rare, the red one. And then the rest of the list is pretty standard. It's pretty standard. It's a 60 card deck. So he had to draw like crazy to see all of his important pieces. And the rest is just the Z deck, which is pretty standard. Z Leader, the Goku from the starter deck, one surmounting the impossible, and 4 copies of SSB Rush Attack Vegeta. So yeah, guys, this is the second place Gogeta GT. Then we have the third place deck list, again Gogeta GT, piloted by Julian Estauro. I hope I pronounced this correctly. Congratulations for taking the third place at the event. This is more of a standard Gogeta list. It's more low to the ground. It's 55 cards compared to the 60 from the second place. And like I said, this is a pretty standard list. Main boarding 2 Black Smoke Dragons, because you have to do this in a non-pre-side format. You just have to mainboard Black Smoke. He's also playing 2 copies of Hyperspeed Rush SS Son Goten, the promo card. I believe that even the newest promo Gohan will find a spot in this deck, because that card is insane. Not sure if it will replace Goten, I don't believe so, but we will see. Then is the standard package, like 2 Overwhelm, Dark Broly, Heartless Berserker, and the rest is standard. The secret rare of choice is the God rare, like SSB Vegeta Unbridled Power. So basically play this, deal 1 damage, clear the board. Insane, one of the best red cards in the game, one of the best secret rares or maybe secret rares in the game in general. And the one big deviation from the previous list is 2 copies of Son Goku Divine Presence. Other than that, we have once again a pretty standard deck list, except this one doesn't run Surmounting the Impossible. Instead, he runs 2 copies of SS4 Son Goku Defender of Life, and then it's just 4 copies of Rush Attack Vegeta and the Z Leader. So yeah, this is the 3rd place Gogeta GT. Now we have the 5th place Ape Cool by Federico. So this is a bit of a weird build. Like, this one is a bit different because this one is very aggressive. So this is the Ape Cool starter leader. We start with, a pretty standard package of 4 copies of Bulma. He's also running 4 copies of Vegeta Prideful Transformation, because why not? Like, now that almost nothing has deflect anymore, nothing has deflect. Deflect isn't a big deal anymore. Now you can catch someone off guard when they're thinking, okay, no real counter plays and stuff, then you just slap them with Vegeta. We also have the standard package of 2 copies of Bulma, 4 copies of Yamcha. We have 3 copies of the counterplay Bulma, and then we have a bit more aggression and a lot of Gokus in Explosive Spirit, in no openings, 4 copies of the Goku that comes with the starter deck, 4 copies of Apes, and then 1 copy of the Full Moon Nightmare, the terrifying big ape that's now, no longer afraid of Trunks Vegeta. So you can actually run this one with basically no fear, and he just demolishes everything. And now we're moving to 3 copies of Basil Fatal Rampage. 3 copies of Basil. Also 2 copies of Swift Retaliation Cooler. 3 copies of Vegito. I have asked, did this Vegito perform well in the deck? And I was told that he didn't really have the chance to play him. So early data on that is no chance to play him yet. 1 copy of the Secret Rare, of course. Which other Secret Rare are you gonna play in yellow? And then finally 2 copies of Release from Evil and the Token Negates. So yeah, this is a very aggressive, very strong build. And when we look at the Z deck, we actually have 2 copies of the Z Leader for some extra push. And now when you combine this with all of the attack power in the deck, with 2 Swift Retaliation Coolers, that's pretty scary, basically. That's pretty scary. So yeah, this is the 5th place Ape Cool. 7th place was won by Benjamin Rodriguez with Pen Reboot. We have shown a bit of this deck yesterday, but now let's just go through the list. So Pen Reboot. I have high hopes for Pan. I've always had high hopes for Pan, and it's awesome to see it, top regionals event. So yeah, what we have here is, the standard Broly Crown, and then we have a hard 4 copies of the entire package, So 4 copies of Pen, which came with the deck, 4 copies of this absolutely insane Son Goku. Since his return is a crazy card. Then we have 4 copies of the Monkey, which makes your boss monster, the Z Battle card, so huge. So astronomically huge, and then he has like Deflect, Barrier, Dual Attacker, Double Strike, 40k, I'm not sure anymore. Deals 1 damage, just insane. Like that card does everything. 4 copies of Pen United Emotion, that's the one that came in the set. And then Vegito Secret Rare, we're moving to SS4 Gogeta Indomitable Might. A bit of a weird inclusion, but this is probably because it was no pre-side, is Bardock Fully Unleashed. And 4 copies, once again, 4 copies of SS Son Goku, SS Vegeta and Trunks triple combination. When I say once again, like this card is here once again, this time as a 4-off. This one has a very strong negate, it's just like minus 30k. And usually it's just a 20k beater for 1 energy, which is amazing. 3 copies of Topo, 3 copies of Hyperspeed Rush Goten promo, and 2 copies of SSB Vegeta Spirit Mentor. So basically from what you can see here is like, yeah, this deck is very, very, very aggressive. And once it gets this guy out, who should be in the Z deck, I will correct this by the time the video is uploaded. At 4 copies, when this guy comes out and when you put the ape beneath it, it's basically game over. Like it's so huge. So yeah, congratulations Benjamin. Now we have our second green deck, 8th place by Carlos Delgado. Congratulations Carlos. He took 8th place with Turtle School, with Master Roshi. Let's quickly go over the list. So yeah, Roshi's training, 2 copies of Goku, 2 copies of Yamcha. Yamcha isn't a big deal in the deck, he's only here to search because we're not playing the big Yamcha and we're just playing like 2 copies of the big Goku. We're focusing more on Krillin skills improved. Then we have Fated Rivals, 4 of Goku, 3 of Piccolo. This is a very, very heavy hand destruction deck because we have like 3 copies of Kaioken Son Goku the Furious. So like this discards cards from hand. No, does this one discard or was it this one? One of them discards basically. Yeah, this one discards, Piccolo discards, Kaioken discards. And then we have also cards in the Z deck that discard. There's a lot of discard here. We also have 2 copies of Vegeta Protecting Loved Ones. We have this Son Gohan to get rid of any pesky unison at 3 copies. Towa Dark Temptation for even more discard. Pen SCR because you will be having a big board with this deck. 4 copies of the Migra, the most durable unison. And then like 3 Dormants, 3 Homicidals, and 2 Shocking Death Bolts. When we look at the Z deck, it's at 2 copies of Frieza Resurrected Ambition for even more discard. Only 1 Turtle School Inheritors. This is the in-archetype Z Battle card. We have Surmountings to help you awaken. We have Jiren, the immovable, because Jiren is amazing. In the one weird inclusion that I'm not sure of, I didn't ask, I'm sorry, Golden Frieza Return of the Destroyer. This one is a weird inclusion. Really a weird inclusion. I guess is because this deck generates a lot of Z energy, so okay, putting out a Deflect Double Striker 20k when you need it, it's pretty good. So otherwise, yeah, that's it. This is Carlos's 8th place Turtle School deck. Moving to the 9th place, this is Aldo's Masked Saiyan Reboot. Aldo Marco Garcia Hernandez, congratulations for getting 9th place with this deck, and he told me a bit about his choices. He said no Z Battle cards. None. The idea was strictly to focus on pure aggro. Just crit, hit to just rush your opponent. He also told me that unfortunately he lost 1 game because of the disconnect. Otherwise, this deck would have probably been in the top 8. For those of you who don't know, Masked Saiyan is a SS3 Bardock reborn from darkness. This is a reboot leader, and the whole idea is to play cards basically for free, and you're only playing black cards in this deck. And he has Activate Main once per turn, burst free. And if you burst a black card, he gains critical. If you burst a non-black, he gains plus 5k power. That's the least important. It's just you're getting critical and you are filling your deck, your drop, with cards so that you can just keep overwhelming. And guys, this deck is a monster because, yeah, your leader has critical. You're playing 4 copies of a crack in space-time, because no more Champa, and now you just have for 1 energy, your leader gets plus 15k double strike. It's 30k double strike for 1 energy. And then when you overwhelm, you get to play the Masked Saiyan Belligerent Warrior from the Anniversary box, who removes 2 cards and is like Deflect Critical, 20k for 1 energy. You have Men on a Mission, Overwhelm Critical Double Strike. You have the Revived Ravager Vegeta, Overwhelm Free, Critical, 15k, puts 3 cards back into your drop. You have so much damage. This deck just goes hyper fast, and the entire goal is just like hit with critical, just like crit, and then you win. Insane deck. Aldo, congratulations. And yeah, this is the deck list. At the 10th spot, we have Matias Cordaras Gama. Huge shout out for Matias. He really helped me out connect with a lot of people in this community, and he sent me a lot of these deck lists. Huge shout out to you. Really, you're a true champ. This really helped me out a lot. Thank you so much. So this is a pretty standard Gamma list. It's for best of 1, no pre-side. So the build is a bit different from what you would be seeing, but not too drastically. Again, you're playing the best floodgate in Gamma, like one of the best floodgates in blue. This card is insane. And you're playing so much protection, like negate, Cell Boss Monster, negate, more negates. You're just negating things. You're drawing cards, you're putting energies down, you're drawing things back into your hand at the end of your turn, and you're just aiming to, win the war of attrition, just slamming with your unison and doing all kinds of crazy stuff until you can actually win the game with your Cell card, because this Cell is an absolute monster, and the entire time you're just safe behind a wall of negates. So, yeah, this is like basically what Gamma does. When we go to the Z deck, 2 copies of Beerus Area Annihilator, 2 copies of Son Goku Stronger Together. This is an awesome inclusion. This really helps out a lot because now a lot of decks are drawing like crazy. And yes, 10 cards in hand is still a lot, but at least you get, to discard 3, maybe 4 cards, maybe even 5 sometimes, depending on the matchup. So super useful. Only 1 copy of SS Son Goku Awakened Onslaught, and when I say only 1, that sounds bad, but like this isn't a card that I usually see in the Z deck. And 2 copies of Cell, because Cell is perfectly balanced. So yeah, this is the Gamma deck. Matthias, congratulations. And now the one that a lot of you have been waiting for, Juan Pablo Rivera's 13th place Soul Striker. Yeah, the next Crimson, I would say, Soul Striker. And although this is a different format from what we are used to, this deck really shows how much pressure Soul Striker can put out today. And yeah, it resembles Crimson a bit. Like if you look at this list, you're like, yeah man, this is Crimson, just the Soul Striker. Juan actually told me that he managed to pressure Gogeta GT and force him to Z Awaken on turn 2. Like that's just insane. That's how much damage this deck can dish out. How many insane attacks can you put out? You have your extra cards, you have Baby, and then like you have 4 copies of Piccolo. Because Piccolo is just insane. Because you're entering battle so much, you have SS Rose, Goku Black. You have Trunks the Interceptor. So this one is to help you self-awaken. You draw 1 card from life to hand, and then he gets plus 11k power, and at the end of the turn you switch 1 energy into active mode. Super strong card. Gohan Beast, because Gohan Beast is absolutely amazing. It's such a good secret rare. Then we have 2 copies of the blue Gohan rare, followed by some more protection, only 1 copy of Majin Buu, because Majin Buu deserves that, and then something new that we haven't seen before. 2 copies of Son Gohan and Piccolo Heroic Team, just 4 extra attacks, and also 3 copies of Son Goku and Vegeta Immortal Rivalry. Sorry, I'm tired. So, we don't usually see this package. And now we're like, okay, Piccolo is here, Son Goku and Vegeta are here. This is interesting. This is very interesting. And this is a lot of attacks. And then some more protection. And another card that we don't usually see, SS2 Trunks Heroic Prospect making a comeback. Like, maybe it's gonna get reprinted again. We will see. For Z deck, 2 copies of Vegeta, 2 copies of Cell, 2 copies of Beerus, and 1 copy of Vegito Godly Spirit. So this is the Crimson deck, guys. I have just realized that I have said that this is the Crimson deck. Oh my god, okay. This is the Soul Striker. Might as well be the next Crimson. Congratulations, Juan. Now we have 15th place Arnon's Cooler Mill. This is another one of those decks that I have shown you yesterday, so we'll just go once again quickly over it. It's a pretty standard list from what I am seeing here. The SER of choice is Radiant Saiyans, and then we have the standard cooler package. So 4 copies of basically everything, 4 copies of Chilled. Some decks run 3, so this one ran 4, and it's at 51 cards. So yeah, this is cool. There is place for Chilled in the list, and besides, he minuses ignoring barrier. And today a lot of things have barrier for some reason. So yeah, this is a very good inclusion. 2 copies of Gohan, because Gohan is just insane. In this deck you can mill so much with this Gohan. The unison of choice is of course Jiren, because who else could it be? Jiren who just minuses something and then you mill. 4 copies of Wolfang, 3 copies of Widel, 2 copies of Oceanus Shenron. One that's a bit weird, is a bit unexpected, but I can see this as extra minusing and as a potential finisher, is Son Gohan Pan and Trunks Galactic Explorers. Maybe this is a bit standard. I don't usually cover coolers. I did it just once, so pardon me if I made a mistake here. Amazing card, and 1 copy of Cooler Suffocating Tyranny. Then for the Z deck, we have a pretty standard blue, 2 copies of Beerus, 1 copy of Cell, 1 copy of SS Vegeta Immediate Response. Now, I don't really understand why. Give me just a second to read the card. When you use your arrival, yeah, of course, draw 1, okay. Activate main for 1 if your leader is, doesn't matter. Okay, so when you use arrival you draw. So this is basically for more draw. And then we have Surmounting the Impossible, and of course Rush Attack SSB Vegeta. So this is Arden's list. Arden, congratulations. And the last deck that we have for you today is Felipe Ignacio Ruiz Sanchez's Golden Frieza green-yellow version. Major shout out to Felipe, he really helped me a lot. He's the first person who started sending me these breakdowns for various places. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. So he told me that he's not really happy with this deck, that he would just run a yellow version, this was experimental, and to not run green in Golden Frieza, basically. As you can see, there's like so much stuff here, 56 cards, and I would love to tell you guys more, but I don't really understand what half of these green-yellow cards do. I know we have like Broly Rivals here, who does something when he switched to active mode or when he's played. We have the standard robotic riposte coolers here. Chila is the super combo of choice called Bloodlust, the mini Frieza guys, and then we have one copy of Super Android 13 Cores of the Trio, successor for 7. I think you can visually see that I don't understand what's going on here. I guess Big Attacker, and then like 2 copies of Unison of Fury, and then 3 copies of another Android 17 who works when your leader is yellow, reduce the combo cost of 1. It's an arrival. So I guess the idea here was just play a rival and successor like crazy, go from one card into another card into another card. That's what I assume was the goal here, because it's not that I'm saying anything bad against the deck, it's just that I honestly don't understand how these green-yellow cards work, because green-yellow, we haven't seen this really since Cell Surge got banned. So you just kind of forget about a lot of these green-yellow cards. And for the Z deck, Jiren, this Vegeta, which is terrifying, this Vegeta is pretty strong. One surmounting 3 copies of Evolved Defender and 1 copy of Oolong. So this is Felipe's Frieza list, and his message is play mono yellow. So yeah, that's it guys. That's it for the video. Let me know in the comments below which decks are you excited to try. I personally am excited to try this Goten list. I'm thinking of building it and thinking of like all the crazy combinations, because you know that I'm a green player. That's why I'm salty all the time. So yeah, I'm super excited to give this deck a go. Which decks are you excited to try? What do you think of these deck lists? Like there are some crazy choices here, which is super cool to see. So guys, it's been awesome covering Latin America region. I will have more coverages of this region. There's going to be a next tournament, the next tournament in early April, and maybe we will see more BT20 decks then. I'm super excited to see. All of these players are amazing. The community is so good over there. It's an honor working with you guys. But yeah, that's all for me guys. Please share the video, like, subscribe, help us reach our goal of 2,000 subs. 2,000 subs is an insane number, so maybe we can actually get there by the end of March. So yeah, hit those like and subscribe buttons, and this has been Damien from The Lookout, and I'll see all of you in the next video.